everybody, this is Miss Alyssa with the Morgan County Public Library, and I have some book talks for you today. The books I have are kind of fantasy books, I guess you would say, and they're probably best for our second and third graders. So here we go. The first book we have is called Odd, Weird, and Little by Patrick Jennings, and it is about a boy named Woodrow who's in the 4th grade, I think. And he has just had a new student come to his class. Now let me tell you a little bit about Woodrow. He's different. He really likes making things out of duct tape, and he kind of gets picked on by a couple of other kids because, again, he's a little different. But they have a new student in their class, and his name is Toulouse. He is from Quebec, which is in Canada, and in Quebec they speak French. So Toulouse speaks French and a little bit of English. Toulouse is very short, very tiny. He has very big glasses. He wears an old-fashioned hat, and he wears gloves, and he carries a little old-fashioned briefcase. And Woodrow realizes that Toulouse is also different, but he thinks he's a cool kind of different. And he and Toulouse become friends. He does notice that Toulouse does have some unusual things about him. Toulouse likes to sit in trees, and the way he moves when they play volleyball sometimes, it almost looks like he's flying. Well, because Toulouse is a little different, some of the kids who are picking on Woodrow also start to pick on Toulouse. And Woodrow kind of has to figure out what he's going to do. If he can help his friend, which he thinks he can do pretty easily, but if he can help his friend, why can't Woodrow help himself? So that's Odd, Weird, and Little. Excuse me, the next book is called The Chicken Squad, The First Misadventure. It is by Doreen Cronin, and it is illustrated by Kevin Cordell. This book also has some illustrations in it, and it's the first in a series, as the name suggests. And it's about a group of chicks who live on a barnyard. The narrator for the story, so the creature who tells the story, is actually a dog named JJ. He kind of keeps an eye on the farm and the mischief that these little chicks get into. And the chicks, who are named Dirt, Sweetie, Poppy, and Sugar, have a friend named Tail, and Tail is a squirrel. And Tail is very nervous. He's maybe a little over dramatic. He gets worked up over everything. And he runs into the barnyard one day because there's this huge, scary creature that he has never seen before, and he's convinced it's come to destroy them all. So what is this creature? And is it something that the Chicken Squad can defeat? Okay. The next one, it's also part of a series. The series is called The Unicorn Rescue Society. And the first book in the series is called, The Creature of the Pines. It is by Adam Gidwitz and is illustrated by Hatim Ali. Again, another book with illustrations in it, another series book, but this is the first one. So Elliot it's his first day at a new school, which he's not very happy about, but it's also a field trip day, which, you know, it's kind of cool, your first day at school to be a field trip. And they are off to a creepy forest called the Pine Barrens. And when he gets on the bus, he meets a girl. Her name is Uchenna, and she was like, oh, well, you know, I was new last year. So they become fast friends. And Uchenna is very brave, very daring, not afraid of anything. Well, the teacher leading this particular field trip, his name is Professor Fauna, and he looks a little unusual and acts even more unusual because he's like, you have to stay with me on the field trip. Don't go exploring in the woods or you will die. Because, you know, it's creepy woods, which, you know, you shouldn't run off in the woods by yourself anyway. So they are out exploring, and Uchenna hears something and goes off the path to investigate, which is what she's not supposed to do. And Elliot goes after her so she's not by herself and to make sure that she's okay. And they find something in the woods. A little blue creature with big yellow eyes and red wings. So what is it that they have you. Again, another series. The series is called The Imaginary Veterinary, and the first book is called The Sasquatch Escape. It's written by Suzanne Selfers and has illustrations by Dan Satat. And this is about a boy named Ben, and he is staying with his grandpa over the summer in a town called Buttonville, and there's really nothing for him to do there. He just kind of spends most of the time in the house being bored. There is a girl in town. Her name is Pearl Petal. I had to look up her name because I sometimes call her Petal Pearl. Her name is Pearl Petal, who's about Ben's age, and she seems interesting, but everybody says she's a troublemaker, so Ben should stay away. Well, one day, Ben is sitting in his room at his grandpa's house, and his grandpa's cat comes in and has something in his mouth. And Ben's like, oh, great, the cat's caught another bird again. So Ben goes to rescue the bird, but it's not a bird. It's a baby dragon. Yes, dragon, fire, wings, dragon. Which Ben didn't think these were real things, so he grabs it because he can tell that there's something wrong with the dragon's wing. It looks like it's injured. And he goes and he gets Pearl because he really doesn't know who else he can tell I have a dragon. So she's like, well, Dr. Wu just opened up a worm veterinary in town, and you know, a veterinarian should know how to take care of an animal, and a dragon's an animal, so let's take the dragon there. So they go to this worm hospital, the worm veterinary, and Dr. Wu is not there, but her assistant is there. He's very weird. Ben is pretty sure he even has a tail. Again, very weird. So at first, the assistant will not let them into the vet, but when Ben and Pearl show him that they have a dragon, he's like, okay, come in, make sure you close every door behind you. So they go in, and Ben is looking around, and this is a very unusual place, and they've gone through several doors. And the assistant agrees to take the baby dragon and take care of it. At this point, an alarm goes off because Ben forgot to close the door. And because he forgot to close the door, something escaped. Remember, this book is called The Sasquatch Escape. So the assistant goes, great, you let it out, you have to bring it back. Here's this monster hunting kit. P.S. You're going to need a lot of chocolate pudding. Go, don't come back without the Sasquatch. So how are Ben and Pearl going to catch this Sasquatch, and why do they need chocolate pudding to do it? Okay, so really quick, the books I shared with you today are The Sasquatch Escape, The Creature of the Pines, The Chicken Squad, The First Misadventure, and Odd, Weird, and Little. You can come to the library and check these books out, or you can go to our website, morgancountylibrary.info, to put them on hold. Let us know if you have any questions. I hope to see you guys soon. Bye, everybody.